So I got the idea for this video from Gavin Newsom and his new podcast. He's recently had on some people talking about why it was that Trump won the 2004 election. I'll make a quick video talking about that. I wrote down a couple of points, just kind of observations, anecdotes. Maybe people can keep that in mind for the future. I know we have another election coming up here in, another 2 years or so here for the midterm election. Let's dive right on into them. Number one, I would say was that Donald Trump was more confident than Kamala Harris. One thing I would say I kind of what that caught me was that he went and played golf with a pro golfer. If anybody saw the Bryson DeChambeau uh, golf game that the two played together, it's all on YouTube, got millions of views. So that really shows that he has confidence, and then also too the Butler, Pennsylvania, the shooting there. When he got up, when he arose and put his fist in the air, said "fight, fight, fight." Another example of confidence. A lot of people would have just took cover and waited and all this, and you know, that's that. They would have just stayed down and just had a scared, timid look. Okay, so the confidence. Two, I wrote down was that he's relatable. This has been talked about quite a bit about the podcast that Donald Trump went on. For example, it's there. I can't think of his name now. He's got like kind of scruffy hair. It'll come to me. But Joe Rogan was one of them. I know Kamala, her team was trying to get her on there, but they could never get it negotiated. Um, Let me think of some other ones. There were other podcasts that he went. Oh, Andrew Schultz, his podcast. So, oh, Theo Vaughn. That's who I was thinking of. Theo Vaughn. He went on his podcast. So going on there, it just shows that he's a relatable guy. These podcast interviewers, they could have, brought out beers and drinks and things like that. I know Trump doesn't drink, but in theory, they would have been sitting there, having dinner, having drinks, whatever. And then a lot of people could say that they kind of picture themselves being there too, and just talking with the guys, having drinks, conversation, and all of that. Don't really view Kamala Harris going there. Just go, well, if she went there, it would be all fake, right? To try to kind of win you over and just to try to kind of like just real insincerity, I would say, with her as opposed to Trump. Three, I would say he gave the perception that he would solve problems that began under the Biden term. A lot of things where there was the illegal immigration or the whole this fake asylum seekers and all this stuff, and then the Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Gaza or Israel and Hamas, these things like that. So he said that he would come in there and clean it up. All these things are started under Biden. Well, Harris was there with Biden, so what's up with that? So like she's too connected to Biden when he was the one where the problems were started under him. So he had this, kind of like I guess the right way to say this was connected at the hip when these problems started. She wasn't nearly as disconnected from the Biden administration when she was the VP, right? Lastly, I would say he was not woke. So in 2024, there was a bit of a backlash. I would say probably in the second half of the year against the woke cultural movement that was going on before that. Okay, you even see that in a lot of online postings, memes, things like that. So who ended up being the anti woke candidate? It's Trump. So all right, so that's what I would say. Probably 2020 it wasn't necessarily on the radar, but the whole 4 years of the Biden term, woke was on there, right? It was all I know there was that one guy like shaved head, and it was the character who went to the airports and was stealing luggage, right? that's a person there who was definitely woke, who was going there and kind of it was a big image of the Biden administration, right? And then also to put in the rainbow flags at U.S. embassies and all the Pride Month celebrations and all this stuff like that. So there was a big kind of backlash against that in 2024, and on the receiving end of the backlash was Kamala Harris. Okay. Well, that's the four things I have. Please leave your comments down below. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.